I don't know any one of you. Is this true? But I know something about each and every one of you. And I'm going to prove it to you. I know that in your heart of hearts and in your mind of minds, each and every one of you has a vision that is so enthralling, so delightful, so amazing that you love to think about it. And you think about it all the time. A vision of doing something that's going to change the way you see yourself, change the way the world sees you, and change the way the world works. Am I right? Okay, good. Yeah, we're great. Fantastic. Now, I'm going to tell you why. Something else I know about each and every one of you here, TED talkers and TED listeners. Why this is still a vision. Why you haven't taken that first step and gone out the door to realizing that vision. Oops, got to stay inside the circle. Okay, and I'll tell you why. There are two things. I have to put this down. There are two things holding you back. First thing consists of 4 words, and it goes by the name self-stereotypes. I am too old, fat, thin, young, inexperienced, foreign, domestic, whatever. Okay, and it's holding you back. And I want to tell you something. No. Never listen to these stereotypes. And I will prove it to you in 50 seconds, okay? I will prove it to you. The second thing that is holding you back from taking the first step and the 5th step and the 300th step and the 1,000th step to realizing these wonderful visions that you have in your head is sinister scenarios. Things that are going to happen once you take your first step and the 500th step and the 1,000th step. Sinister scenarios. 5 words. Ready? Listening? It will be too hard, dangerous, risky, scary, fattening. And these 2 things are holding you back. And I'm going to tell you something about the sinister scenarios and the self-stereotypes. I'm going to tell you 4 things. It turns out that when you start realizing a vision, you're on a voyage into the unexpected, the unanticipatable, and the surprising. Okay? So, when you start on a vision, when you take that first step, and the 500th step, and the 1,000th step, and the 5,000th step, expect the unexpected. Got that? Anticipate the unanticipatable. I hope you like that. And get ready for the wonderful surprise. So let us cast our mind back exactly 1 year ago. In those days, I was a mere lad of 62. I'm now 63. And I was spending my time, a lot of time, taking care of people who were suffering, who were hurting, dear people I loved. And I was talking to doctors, I was talking to lawyers, I was talking to myself. And I said to myself, Terry, I talk to myself this way, I said, Terry, yes, we need to do something so amazing, something so astonishing that everybody will cheer up. And myself said to me, he said, 1 word. Myself is like that. He said, Annapurna. Now, that is Annapurna. It's the 10th highest mountain in the world. Not only can you climb that mountain, but, ladies and gentlemen, I have to take this down again, you can, if you want to, on a mountain bike, go up that side almost nearly to the top, not nearly, 5,416 meters on a bike, TED talkers, TED listeners, and then you gotta come down, which is the scary part, by the way. And I said to myself, wow, I'll do that. And then myself said to me, it'll be too hard, too dangerous, too risky. And I said to myself, Bubala, you're 62 years old. You may be too old. And I said to myself, what I'm saying to you is, remember this now? 1, everybody knows? Whoops, there goes my keeper. Expect the unexpected. 2, anticipate the unanticipatable. 3, get ready for the big surprise, the wonderful surprise. And guess what? It almost got me out of the door. But what got me out of the door was the 4th thing, and this is the most important thing I'm going to tell you tonight. After this, you can stop listening. You can start thinking about what you're going to do tonight. You can think about anything. But the one most important thing I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you over there, who has that vision. I can see this vision. I'm getting this vision. I can't get any closer to you. I have to stay here. But there's a person in this room who wants to build a sailboat single-handedly and sail off on her own sailboat to the South Sea. And over there, I'm picking this up, over there, there's a vision over there. Somebody wants to write the biography of his family from Adam and Eve until the present day. And I see another vision over here, careful, another vision over here, another vision over here. I'm not technically gifted. Another vision over here, to put it mildly, is I see somebody wanting to start an orphanage in Bangkok. Let me help you with that, okay? So, and I said to myself, and I say it to you, please listen to me, please listen to me. I want this very clear to you. When you want to realize your vision, go into yourself and find what is big, bigger than yourself. And that will get you out of the door. First step, 500 step, 5,000, 5 millionth step, okay? That will get you to where you need to go. Whoops. Something happened back there. Let's get there. And guess what, guys? It's got me started. It got me on my bike. It got me doing wild and crazy things. I did the Annapurna circuit. I got to the top. That's me at the top. I am so glad to be there. And it got me down. And it was wonderful. It was amazing. I had no bad experiences. I saw lots of beautiful scenery, met lots of wonderful people, but that is not what I'm going to tell you about now. Because when I went into myself and I said, go into yourself, go find what is big, my voice said to me, Nepal. Help the people of Nepal, okay? This is what came to me. Unfortunately, the government of Nepal, and there's a lot of competition for this, is probably the most ineffective in the whole world. And I decided I would go to Nepal and I would raise money through my mountain bike tour for a school in Nepal. And that's why 3 days after I got down to the valley, safe in the valley, I went on the scariest, and I've been on scary roads, scariest dirt track I have ever been on my life, in a Jeep. And I was praying the whole time, and I got to the top of a mountain, and I saw something that you, and I know this about each and every one of you, this is something you want to see most. This is what you want to hear most. Because, TED talkers, TED listeners, dear friends, every day we are bombarded with bad news from the developing countries, true? And we have the feeling wherever we look in developing countries, bad things are happening, horrible things, terrible things. And this was my big surprise. This was my wonderful surprise. I went to this top of the mountain and saw this school. That's me, by the way. How do you like the shorts? I'm doing head, shoulders, knees, and toes. You all know it, right? I want to hear some agreement. Everybody know head, shoulders, knees, and toes? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, good. I just wanted to hear that. And I saw this, friends. I saw kids whose face, and I may cry here, I probably will. I saw kids whose faces were shining with the love of learning. I saw a school, 160 kids. These kids have to walk for hours to get to school, can't do it in the monsoon. I saw teachers who were teaching them conscientiously, lovingly, and well with whatever books they had, okay? And I saw a school that is not corrupt, that is well run, and I came back from my mountain bike trek, my Annapurna circuit in May 2015 with another cause. Many people would think I have a lot of causes, okay? And I probably have enough causes. And I want to tell you about them because each of them involves a huge, huge vision. And I'm going to start with this. This is a Stolperstein. There are 6 stumbling blocks in English. There are 63,000 of them. I want you to listen to these figures. 63,000 of them in 1,700 cities in 21 countries, 20 countries, and Germany. Each of these is for somebody who was killed by the Nazis, Jew, gypsy, political person, whatever. Each of these goes in front of the house where these people lived, the home where they lived before they were taken off. And I'm proud to be part of this movement. I am proud to try to realize this vision of remembering every single person who the Nazis killed. That's a huge vision because we have 63,000 of them. That's the largest project the world has ever seen. We only have 10,940,000 to go, whatever, but we will get there sooner or later. And why, TED talkers and TED listeners, why I am doing this, why everybody should be doing this is not just to remember the past, not to remember these poor people suffering, but you know why. Do you know why? To make sure it never happens again. Make sure that we know how fragile our civilization is. If it could happen to these people, it could happen to us. And that is why I fight for this every day, to make sure that my children, 2 of whom are in the audience, my children never have to experience, and their children, that none of you young people have to experience it. And that is just one of my causes, okay? Another one of my causes is I spend every day trying to find the inspiration, the stories, the ideas that will turn each and every one of you and me into somebody whose everyday actions benefit the climate, save, rescue the climate. I do that with the UN. I also work to get Benedict Todt out of jail. He was convicted of a murder in 2006. He did not commit. Nobody thinks he committed it. But they won't let him out of jail. I run a campaign for my dear friend Benedict every day and for everybody else who's a victim of injustice in Germany. But my most, perhaps best campaign is what you just saw, is this, okay? And I want you to understand what I do. On December 1st, 2012, I went out of my house. I took a first step and bought vegetables and coffee. This was what every single Jew in Germany had told me was the most dangerous thing a Jew can do in Germany. Because TED talkers, TED listeners, dear friends, Jews in Germany, even though the Holocaust is over, has been over for 71 years, even though the statistics tell us that your chance as a Jew of being insulted or beaten on by an anti-Semite is smaller, or it's about as small as having you, over there you, going out of this room and having a frozen turkey fall out of an airplane on your head. Jews are safe in Germany, but they don't believe that. They are convinced at the moment when they say, I'm Jewish to friends, or they put on a kippah, or they put a Star of David, or they read a Hebrew newspaper, that the anti-Semites will come and insult them, okay? Will come and insult them. And I said to myself, I have to know. I'd already been living in Germany for 30 years. I love this country. I think it's great. Best country in the world as far as I'm concerned. And I said to myself, there are two possibilities. Either they are right, that in the moment when I put on the kippah, horrible things are going to happen to me, or I am right and I am safe in Germany. So I went out of my house, lived my normal life. Want to guess how many bad experiences I've had? Who wants to guess? Come on, I want to hear you.
0.
Yes, 0. You're all so brilliant. I knew you were brilliant. Yeah, that's why you're here. Yes, I've had. And how many fantastic, wonderful experiences have I had? So many, I can't count them. But I want to show you something wonderful. Remember what I said. And I want to say is I'm going to show you this. And I want this to be motivation to you. Because we've agreed now that each and every one of you has a vision, right? And I'm going to show you how visions, even though I have never accomplished any of them except Nepal. Jews are still afraid in Germany. The climate is still being damaged. Benedict Todt is still in jail. Okay? So I'm a failure in many senses, but I keep on fighting. And I want to show you why, because I want to show you how I reacted calmly to the greatest honor I think I have ever received. Are you ready? This may make you laugh. So what's happening there is this man is honoring me for my civil courage. That man runs the Museum of German History. It is the German government's official museum. And they took one of my kippahs right there and put it in their permanent collection of headwear that wrote German history. Between you and me, we're old friends, right? I've talked for probably too long, but at least 17 minutes. It was undeserved. But okay, I got to go to Bonn. Look, I got to put on a nice suit. And people come and visit my kippah all the time. They call me up and they say, Terry, you'll never believe what I just saw in the Museum of German History. I said, I know already, it's my kippah. How is it? It's doing fine, I suppose, and everything else like that. And that's my message to you. I want to work with each and every one of you to realize these big visions that you have, okay? I want you to have the courage because even though you may never get there, and I have not realized any of my visions yet, the surprises, the miracles, the wonders that happen along the way, and the energy that you get will make it all worthwhile. So go for it. Thanks very much.